Man, this is an update from my video from earlier today, or it could be yesterday's video, depending on when I post this. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here, because everyone keeps DMing me that they can't search and find me on YouTube. Like when you search MMTLP, I just don't show up. I do know anyone that wants to get a hold of me, make sure your notifications are on for always. And also make sure that you type in MMTLP-JON, John. That's the only thing I could say. You might have to hand put it in if you want to check to see if I got any new videos out. But that's neither here nor there. Yes, I would like to get the word out a little bit more. I have no idea why most of the people that seem to be around, maybe they got a couple thousand more subscribers than me. But I was just watching them, and most of them are getting hundreds of views in that first hour, which I used to get. So I don't know if I changed something in my settings or if I did something wrong. I'm technologically retarded, So I don't know what that is. I do apologize if I did something that made it harder for you guys to find me. But those of you that have followed me and do watch my videos, like the last video I posted a few days or last week, like 500 or so of you are very loyal. I appreciate it. Appreciate it when my buddy Terry also throws me up there on, what do you call that, Twitter. I usually get a couple hundred extra views when he tweets me, which is awesome. But I don't want anyone getting the wrong impression about my video earlier today. I'm seriously considering transferring half my shares to AST. Yeah, crazy here. But I'm not convinced yet. I mean, there is no rush. I do want to state that. I did mention in my other video that there's no date on that S1 yet. There is no rush because that 60-day period to push everything over to AST don't start until that date actually shows up, until they actually file the S1 or it gets stamped or whatever. Excuse me. So, I am feeling a lot better from that cold that I was taking the steroids and antibiotics and stuff from, which I'm done taking now. It's been a couple days now. I'm moving around a lot better, breathing a lot better, but I'm at the tail end of it, so I apologize again there for my coughing and hoarseness. I noticed in my other video that I just watched, I have a tendency to record posts and then later on watch them, that I was doing a lot of coughing and stuff, so that must have been annoying as all hell. That probably don't help the views. All right, but we are in no rush to transfer, although it does benefit us to transfer. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm thinking about maybe transferring half. Because if all of us transferred half to AST, that would force the issue. Once the bus is full and there's more people trying to transfer, that's going to, really push this issue along, So it isn't a bad thing. And there's definitely a benefit there. They've got that 10% bribe going on, or up to 10%. Make sure that you go ahead and read that S1 yourself and you understand it completely. Because there's still a lot of room for people messing around. But I think that NEXTBRIDGE and McCabe and everybody is doing everything that they're doing in good faith. And I think it is, part of a bigger plan, where they're trying to force the issue here, which is good. In that 180-day period that it has to stay in there, I think that's an up to. They can, 2 days into it, say, okay, everything's fine. I think they're just giving some breathing room there. I think that the whole, I'm trying to push everyone to AST, so that's why it's probably maybe a good idea if we all do push like half of our shares in there, is to force FINRA's hand, or the SEC, or somebody's hand. It's going to force the issue open, and the truth's going to start coming out. I think that's the main reason why FINRA is all of a sudden talking about us. FINRA correspondence with NEXTBRIDGE hydrocarbons, April through June 2023. All of a sudden FINRA knows who we are. Didn't they just spend 6 months going, and you are? I don't know these people. But now all of a sudden they know who we are. That's kind of cool. A lot of exciting things going on. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to watch that last episode of Star Trek, the Strange New Worlds stuff. Might doze off. Maybe I'll post this tomorrow. It's not like an urgent video or anything, you know? Although, maybe I should get it out sooner. I don't know. I'll see if I can get motivated. The main message here is, don't feel like you're in a rush. I know it all seems like there's, oh, geez, there's an urgency. We better go ahead and register with AST. You know, until that date shows up on that S1, there is no, you know, you got 2 months, 60 days after the date actually appears. And YouTubers, MMTLP, MetaFam YouTubers like me are going to tell you when that date appears. So you're going to have plenty of advance notice. So if you're on the fence like I am, don't feel like you're in any kind of a rush. Don't let anyone bully you or push you into doing that decision if you don't want to do it. You know, if you want to just throw your stuff in AST and feel like that's going to be the safe thing, great. I don't think we're going to open up to trading. You know, so that's why it's almost kind of a safe thing. But I also know that we got more than 165 million shares or whatever the hell it is. I haven't looked over them numbers in a long time, but I was coming up with at least 1 billion. Some were coming up with 2 billion. Well, guess what? That's a lot more than 165 million, which means they're going to have to negotiate and figure things out. And I think whether you're an AST or you're not, that there's going to be plenty of money that's going to be thrown around for everyone once this thing does open up. And, you know, but it probably wouldn't hurt to have a few shares at your brokerage, so, you know, just in case. But either way, at this point, there's so much evidence out there and proof of what we've been doing, and so many people have been keeping track of it. They're not going to be able to hide and lie once it all starts opening up, like all the information. You know, just a quick shout out to Due Diligence. I was on his space today. Great space. Drew is an awesome guy that thinks about things from all kinds of angles. I know sometimes people get upset with them, but they shouldn't. He's a brainstormer. He's the kind of person that, you know, if you own a company, you want on your board, you know, so that you can bounce ideas back and forth off of them and stuff. You know, sometimes the greatest minds out there, not that I'm blowing up his head and calling him a great mind or anything, but, you know, maybe. And some of the greatest minds out there, though, can be very controversial sometimes because they're willing to say the things that others aren't. Sometimes you got to hear those things, you know. And I'm definitely keeping my mind open to all this. And I'm definitely not rushing into anything. But, you know, you got to do you. So you make sure you do your own research. And please spread the message by hitting like. Because even though I don't think that's doing anything these days, it might. They say the algorithm is the more likes you get, the better. Which basically means if you comment and I comment back, then I can like that. And that might push it out a little further. I don't know. I was getting 2,000 or 3,000 views at one point. So there is a way of making that work. If you want to help me build up the message, you know, build up the channel, build up the message, whatever. And we're still building up very slowly. It's funny. I know nobody talks about YouTube money, but I just got a deposit of $108. That was like for the last 4 months. So we don't get much off them commercials that we all get stuck watching. But thank you for tuning in. Love you, MetaFam. Till we meet again.